The mission at Blessings of Hope is to facilitate food donations from these large corporations that have semi-load volumes of food available, and bring that in and make it available to the smaller food pantries, outreaches, halfway houses, where the bridge between the semi-load volumes and the 10 boxes that these organizations need for their outreach.
The reason that we at Blessings of Hope do what we do is to empower individuals, empower organizations to reach out to their communities.
When they had the ice storm down in Texas and the tornadoes in Kentucky, just being able to take loads down and just to see the devastation, you couldn't believe what nature does or can do, and seeing the people in so much need, not knowing where their next meal is coming from, and being able to be the hands and feet of God.
The statistics show that approximately 40% of all food that's produced in America is wasted. It's right on the USDA website. You can check it out for yourself. And on the other hand, about 50 million people suffer from food insecurity. So to break that down for you, the food wasted is equivalent to a semi-load of food every 13 seconds. On the food insecurity side of things, the equivalent to the entire population of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York is what's considered food insecure in America. So we believe if we can build a network, or we can build the bridge to bring those two problems together, the one problem would literally solve the other one.
I started helping at an outreach in 2006. Absolutely fell in love with outreach. It was just connected with my heart. But I realized that it started actually when I was a little boy. My dad was in a wheelchair and we were pretty poor growing up. And someone would bring us boxes of food. And I couldn't wait till they leave to see what they brought, because it was such a joy to experience that generosity. And so at that time, I decided to do something with my life to help people. We started packing 7 boxes a week, and it was pretty intense. Like, we didn't have any regular food sources coming in. We decided we're going to pack 7 boxes a week. We're either going to run out of food or God's going to bring us some more food. So we started packing about 7 boxes a week. That went to 10, that went to 15, that went to 20, that went to 25, and so on and so forth. Just this morning, just the one volunteer shift this morning, we packed 1,100 boxes.
What happens at Leola on a daily basis? So today we have 65 volunteers 3 times a day. And so all the things that are happening on that floor today would be anything from bagging bulk foods that come in 50-pound bags, flour, sugar, rice, anything miscellaneous, candies, and then also anything from plastic utensils to dinner rolls, breads, anything that comes in bulk, they bag down for us. Meats. Then we also do a lot of sorting produce, and then they also wash and clean berries like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries.
My wife and I have been doing this for a little over a year and a half. We come over at least once a week in the mornings and bag the food for distribution. We really love it. We really feel like we're accomplishing something that there's a great need for. And people right now that the economic things are getting kind of tough, like they're in the need for food.
So the volunteers also pack our Hands of Hope boxes. They are packed with food, and we do about 2,000 to 3,000 a week. And that's give or take whatever the orders are, and those are for ministries to give out right like that. And the biggest blessing for me is, when God already knew that this family was going to get the box, and it's in the box exactly what they prayed for. And so that's what touches my heart so much, to the vision of what Blessings of Hope does. And for me, it's like I used to be a recipient, and now being able to give is just what I love to do.
I meet a lot of people daily, a lot of volunteers. They have great and amazing stories of how Blessings of Hope has impacted them. A lot of people will actually go and share this blessing with other people. They tell their friends and their neighbors, and then their friends and neighbors come and volunteer as well.
So about our warehouse in Leola, it's our main warehouse, incoming and outgoing. We have about 6 tractor trailers coming in today, about 4 straight trucks coming in, and there's such a big turnaround that some of it comes off the truck on the dock and then gets reloaded to go to our selection center. We have a truckload going to our Kentucky location selection center today. We have 12 straight trucks going to our Lancaster location, Franklin Street location today.
What's happening in Campbellsville, Kentucky? The Gingrich brothers started doing a small outreach. They would come up to Pennsylvania to Blessings of Hope, get food, and take it down, do some outreaches. And they wanted to do a Blessings of Hope in their area. Well, this was probably maybe 10 years ago when they first started talking about this. They want to do a Blessings of Hope. In 2020, we started Blessings of Hope in Campbellsville, Kentucky, at a small scale. And we are now serving over 100 ministries. Currently, we are in a building that we lease, and it's not big enough. It doesn't have a very good dock system and so forth. So we bought a property in Kentucky, and we are in the process of renovating that and adding a couple of docks. We are hopeful that that will be completed by February of 2023.
In Lancaster, at our food selection location, we welcome various ministries, whether they be churches, shelters, small food pantries, halfway houses, in order to select whatever types of food they need, pretty much, soup to nuts.
Working at Blessings of Hope has been such an excitement for me to come in every single day. I have multiple ministries coming in, excited to tell me what they get to do, who they're serving. And one ministry that I love to think about is the way he explained. He said, imagine if you were to win $100 million. If you were to win $100 million, can you imagine the impact that would be in your personal life, in your family's life? Imagine the expression you would have on your face, the shock, the amazement, the excitement. He said he experiences that every single day when he brings food that these people could not afford, the healthy, nutritious food that they could not afford to pay for themselves, and it's being given to them. And he is just excited to be able to come back every single time he can to be able to continue serving these people.
Without Blessings of Hope, I don't know if we would be able to provide the nutrition, the proteins, the fresh vegetables, dairy products. You can just fill up so much cereal, crackers, and cookies, but Blessings of Hope has offered us a tremendous amount of opportunities to get more into the fundamental areas.
Shop is an interesting word because one thing they cannot do is actually pay for food. Each of our ministry partners is registered in our system. They'll come in with a ministry access card, and they will scan that so we know they're in the building with us. And they will then go through our dry goods area, our cooler, where we keep our fresh produce and our frozen items, and they will select what they need. They may select as much food as they want. They may come in as often as they need. And when they're finished, we have scales in the floor. They weigh the food. They only pay a small fee per weight, but no matter what they select, all the food is free. We get it in for free, we give it for free, and each one of our wonderful ministry partners agrees they're going to give it away for free too. They're not going to sell it.
A little bit of what happens at East Petersburg. We have 25 volunteers every morning. They're processing foods here, and then we also have a warehouse here, which is for overflow and overstock, mostly non-perishable items that we can get tractor trailer loads on a dime, bring them in here, store them, and then turn them around back out to our selection centers and also for outreaches as well. In East Petersburg, we have the capacity to store 20 to 30 tractor-trailer loads of Overflow inbound product that we can then turn around and use wherever it's needed. So mostly what the volunteers package is they cut up cantaloupes. Today they were bagging dinner rolls, and they get berries ready for the freezer, and just sort produce, whatever the need is to be done at the moment. In 2023, they will be doing dehydration at this location.
Food outreaches are a part of what we do at Blessings of Hope. These food outreaches are typically where we're providing larger quantities of food to other nonprofit food organizations. Could be a food pantry, a soup kitchen, a church that is looking to make an impact in their community. They are looking for resources to be able to provide food to those in need around them, and we will provide those resources by bringing typically truckloads of food to them, and that is what we call a food outreach. The outreach provides an opportunity for an impact in the community locally where these outreaches happen. In Ephrata, there are some Ukrainian refugees who are living in that area, and they often come over to the Akron outreach each week. We're able to provide them food, we're able to share the love of Christ, and just pour into their hearts and lives in a way that we wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for that outreach. That's the impact that these outreaches have all around Pennsylvania, around New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the places that these food outreaches are happening each week. They're able to pour into that community by using food as a tool, but then also sharing the love of Christ, and gives an opportunity for you to meet somebody in their need and give them a hand up.
Food dehydration is the next exciting big project that we're working on. We are currently have a small dehydrator here at our East Petersburg facility, where we'll be able to get started, figure out some of the processes. We're in the process of buying a facility in Elizabethtown, the former Darren Camp's grocery outlet. Our goal with that facility is to set up half of it for food dehydration, food processing, and the other half for a selection center. The process of food dehydration is basically taking fresh fruits and vegetables that the only reason we get them is because they're ripe. There's really nothing wrong with the product. We can take that, we can dehydrate it, give it a shelf-stable life, and utilize this for even international outreach to other countries. According to our research, dehydration shrinks the product to about 20% of the volume, but it retains about 98% of the nutrition. So we'll be able to take this product, give it a shelf-stable life, shrink the volume, for international shipping costs, bring those costs down by shrinking the volume, but still retaining most of the nutrition that we can then send into these third world countries around the world.
The thing that I always tell people, when I first heard about what Blessings of Hope did, and I wasn't thinking about working here or anything, I just said I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever heard. I thought that the fact that what they were doing was feeding hungry people with food that was being wasted, it was just a cool story. And the more I get deeper and deeper into how the organization works, the more I believe that down to the end of my toenails.